Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Phil.
And today we're going to share with you 3 vehicles to get excited about for 2023.
And they may not be the type of vehicles you're expecting us to say. So stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. Before we get started with today's video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell button so that you can be notified. You may not think it, but that really helps us make new content because it helps with the algorithm and everything. Right. So, on with today's video. These 3 vehicles that we're going to share for you, they're a little bit different, aren't they, Phil?
Now, the reason these picks are going to be a little out of the norm for us is because they are EVs. Not just EVs, 2 of them are SUVs, one's just a sedan. So why is that exciting? Why would that be exciting?
Well, in case you haven't noticed, all of the manufacturers are gearing towards making SUVs and SUV only. That could be debatable as to why consumers are wanting them. But I will say, me personally, what I like about driving an SUV or a crossover is you get more space. More space is great, especially if you got a family. Also, they sit up a little bit higher, so speed bumps, just the everyday problems that you see in the road, like potholes, you know, like chunks of asphalt coming out, it's not as big of a deal when you have a little bit of ground clearance.
I mean, think about it. We saw Porsche came out with an SUV that is surprisingly popular around here.
Very popular.
The Mustang EV.
Yep, the Mustang Mach-E.
Yep, that was
an SUV.
Confusingly, was an SUV, but
very
whatever.
Controversial.
And then Lamborghini has an SUV.
Yeah, that's actually pretty popular too.
And surprisingly, even more, I guess it shouldn't be at this point if Lamborghini's in it, Ferrari's making an SUV. And also another trend is towards EVs.
Yep.
So we have even Corvette's got an EV coming out, and then the Dodge Charger EV's coming out in like 2 years. So that's 2 trends that we're looking at with these 3 cars. So what do we have first?
All right, so first we have the Fisker Ocean.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are hesitant about EVs because the impression is they are too expensive. And to a certain extent, they're right.
Yeah.
It's what has been available so far has been very expensive.
Yep.
And that's mostly been Tesla.
Yep, exactly. So like right here, we go into Tesla's website and we look, a Model X, that's the Tesla SUV. You want a brand new one of those starting out on their website, you're looking at $123,830 starting out. That's 6 figures.
Yeah, and that, I mean, if you're a family just wanting, and you're wanting to get an EV with space, that's a lot of money. I mean, I don't need to tell you that. You all know that. That's a lot of money. That's a ridiculous amount of money.
So that's where the Fisker Ocean comes in because it starts out at $37,000. So now, like right now, unless it's changed within the past 2 weeks, the median income of the U.S. is $70,000 per household. So this is the first electric SUV that is underneath that median income. So kind of a big deal.
That's right.
Now it kind of puts the pressure on Tesla because, you know, the biggest thing about Tesla is people are like, well, it doesn't feel like you're driving a 6-figure car, you know, as far as the interior, the quality, all that stuff. There's plenty of other videos about it. So now, you know, with this being capitalism, now Tesla's got to make a choice. Are they going to drop the price down to compete with the Fisker Ocean? Or are they actually going to make it feel like a 6-figure car, you know?
Now, the lower end of the Fisker Ocean models are currently sold out, I believe, still, because they are affordable.
Yep.
And so you can tell there's a demand that they have, you know, provided for, and then that demand was met. So now I'm hoping Tesla takes notice of that.
Yep, exactly. So that's all good for us, the consumers. It's going to drop the price of EVs. The second one that we are excited about, once again, it's an SUV, and that is the Polestar 3. Now, this is on the list because this is kind of like, you know, if you're looking at the Fisker Ocean and then the Polestar 3 and then the Model X, you got the Fisker Ocean is going to be the working man's or woman's, you know, SUV.
Women can work too.
Yep. And then you got the Polestar 3. This is like you just got promoted to supervisor, you know. Your middle management, this is what, you know, they're going to drive in this, you know, whole little analogy that I'm using. And you got the Model X being 6 figures, you know, that's who like the CEO or the upper management is going to drive. So the Polestar is starting out at $87,000, but looking at the interior and everything, it looks like an $87,000 vehicle. It's looking more like the Mercedes and the Porsche interiors, because all the people are saying that are being in the Mercedes EVs are like, hey, yeah, this is luxurious. This looks like what I paid for.
For $30,000 to $40,000 less than the Tesla that we were talking about.
Yes, so exactly. Because once again, the Model X, $123,000.
Now, now we're saying all this about Tesla's offerings. Now, got to give them credit. They are the ones who have
pioneered it,
pushed all this stuff forward.
None of this
more
would
power
have been
to
here.
them, but here we are. Competition breeds this stuff. So now we got two competitors already, much more affordable and some more quality interior and design. So.
And Tesla does have an affordable car, affordable as far as EVs, and that's the Model 3, because those start at, I believe, around $38,000. So, but however, that's kind of like a Honda Civic, as far as in size and everything.
They're EVs to become, to reach the demand of what these companies want them to, they need to meet the demands of families and stuff. And so they can't always just be for the sort of a single person living in a city, which I think is what they were aiming those initial ones for.
Right.
Couples or basically in cities.
Yeah, single people that, reached a measure of success pretty much, as far as the price point. And, Tesla, it's always been the people are like, okay, this is new, this is cool. This is, the tech people that want all the latest techs. Like that's kind of how they were, catering towards. Now with EV being the norm, now it's like you got to appeal to the families now, So, which brings us to our next one, and that is in 2023, you'll be able to get the Hyundai Ioniq 6. This is the only sedan out of this, 3 vehicle list. Now, what's nice about this is, once again, before if you wanted an all electric vehicle, EV, you had the Model S. Well, the Model S, we pull it up here on Tesla's website, it starts at $105,000. It's 6 figures. Now, the nice thing about the Hyundai Ioniq 6 is it's in the mid $45,000 range starting out. And the styling on it, it kind of looks like they took, it reminds me of the mid 90s Supra, like the one that's in the Fast and the Furious. They took that, and then they took the Porsche Panamera, and
a little bit of Beetle in there,
and a little bit of a Volkswagen Bug, and then they just combined it together. So it's very interesting looking. I like it. I
could see it being a little divisive, but it looks better to me than those early Tesla offerings.
But you're looking at $44,000 for the Ioniq 6. The Tesla Model 3 actually has gone up in price. It's $48,000 starting out. So, but the Ioniq 6 is a bigger car than what the Model 3 is. It's going to make more sense for a family with that space and everything. So now, that's, Tesla and the other EV manufacturers, they're going to have to decide what they're going to do with these competitive brands coming out at competitive prices.
And so that, we started with this premise that, EVs were becoming more common. Everything, the manufacturers were going that direction. And up to this point, a lot of people in the country, and I don't know how it is globally, but in this country at least, there's been a little bit of a hesitation with it. And mainly the argument was always price, too expensive. We're kind of removing that excuse now. You don't really have that as much. It's even going to go lower too. We're going to get more cheaper, better looking, stuff like that. And then what? Your only argument's going to be, I don't like it, or I don't like the way it sounds, or I want my gas engine. Whatever your little excuse is, that's whatever. Yeah. It's fine. You don't have to buy an EV, but they are getting better. So.
Yeah, and just in the circle, like what you said, Phil, was the biggest excuse everybody's, I can't afford one. Because I hear people in my circle, they're freaking out because the government is talking about mandating that that the manufacturers can only build EVs, and so everybody in my circle, what they're afraid of is that they're not going to be able to afford an EV or whatever. And not to get on the political talk or whatever. This is good that we're seeing that these new EVs are coming out with a good range of at least 290 miles. And on top of that, they're coming out at the low end of what even a gasoline vehicle will start at. So now, it's eliminated the, oh, I can't afford one now. So to now it's whatever reason why you don't want one, whether it be the charging network isn't very good where you live at, things of that nature. So, let us know, like, what do you think about these offerings that are coming out in 2023? Are you excited about them? Is that going to make you maybe want to get an EV now?
What are the
let us know
things?
in the comments.
What are the things you are? Let's say you disagree, that you have other reasons that you don't like the stylings of the offerings. What are the things that you would? What do you need to get you excited for an EV?
Yep.
Let us know, because you are curious. We're starting this new year. We're going to be making videos throughout the year. We're probably going to be keeping track of this stuff.
Yep.
The evolution of the technology, battery technology, stuff like that. We'll see if that hypothetical solid state will ever come, that was dropped.
Right.
But we'll see we'll see. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to here in 2023, 2024. Yep. And so just keep watching, and we'll try to keep you up to date on this stuff.
Yep. So, like always, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Phil.
And we're Route. Take it easy.